Oh, I was muted. All right, we are live. Yeah, first of all, welcome to this new episode. We are going to build a social media app in this episode, and I'm going to demonstrate you um, how to best possibly do it. I'm going to build a web app, basically with React Next.js again, and I will actually I want to really make it as real as possible so that you really experience like how is it like to develop a real world application, because there are many tutorials out there that basically yeah, they are making nice 5 minutes videos where they cut everything and where they organize their code well and then speak. And I want to show you the real world experience of a developer, and I want to take you to this journey with me. Yeah, so let's jump straight to it. Okay, so we have like client obviously and a server, as you can see here. I created a small graph in a Miro board. So on the client side, we are going to use Next.js, Tailwind CSS as a CSS tool or a library in order to write fast CSS. Yeah, it's basically for simplifying, like using shortcuts in order to yeah, style elements. Formic is a tool that I often used before, and I think it's pretty dope because it abstracts a lot of like a form logic that you um, probably every time write or often write when you develop forms and create forms. That's why we're gonna take advantage of Formic. We're going to use React Query for querying or for making requests from our client to our server. React Query comes also with handles caching in a browser, and we will take advantage of caching as well. I'm going to show you how to implement it. Obviously, TypeScript is a must. Is the way to go here. Um, server side, we are using Node.js. We're gonna build a GraphQL server. I was thinking about whether I should build a REST or a GraphQL, but then I was like, okay, I mean, we have. I mean, in the end, I decided GraphQL because Facebook is built on GraphQL, and GraphQL is built by Facebook, and I wanted to build a Facebook clone because I don't want to invest too much time into like styling and designing. I just want to jump straight to coding, and I kind of wanted to look nice as well, so I decided to clone Facebook basically. It won't be like I'll just decide spontaneously which features we implement and what kind of yeah, basically if we're gonna implement the footer here with the links or only like this logo. Like I would just keep it very straightforward, but also like the main focus is Facebook cloning, but not like the exact clone. Like I'm gonna we're gonna see. As I said, GraphQL server, and for that we're gonna use Apollo server as a framework, um, because it is nice to work with and especially simplifies a lot of GraphQL server-side logic there. As database management tool, we're gonna use management system. We're gonna use PostgreSQL, um, and I'm gonna use Next.js. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a SQL builder tool that helps you build SQL queries. It basically provides you helper functions, uh, which yeah, basically build SQL query statements. And yeah, it's pretty nice to work with as well. For development server side, we are also going to use Docker Compose to spin up our servers or spin up our database, local database to just test. I'm gonna eventually also deploy like the social media app and also demonstrate you how to deploy it. I'll set up some pipelines, some yeah, continuous integration with maybe GitHub Actions, or we can just decide afterwards, once we build the client and server locally, decide where we should deploy them. Yeah, that's basically an introduction. And I would say for now, I obviously won't gonna stream 2 days and build this thing. I'm gonna do it bit by bit. Today I'm gonna concentrate on the front end. Let's see how far we get, and then we can basically start. Yeah, I'm going to basically, yeah, today build the client side code. I had the blackout right now. Oh, sorry. All right. Cool. Let's straight jump into it. Facebook. We're gonna concentrate on the login page right now, and login page and sign up, I guess. I also plan to implement a forgot password functionality, not only login and sign up. Also, I think nice to see for you too how to build it. So let's see. All right, let's set up Next.js through npm pnpm, because I'm going to use pnpm as a package manager tool. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Pretty dope tool. You can read the motivation here behind this, why they created, what advantage it has over npm and yarn and so on. Pretty nice tool. All right, let me go to API reference on the Next.js site, and there is this command that you can execute to build the project. Let me go to, as you can see, I have already a front end and a backend folder created. I'm gonna build in front end folder this Next.js app. TypeScript, we want to use it for sure. ESLint, nope, because we are only dev here. I'm the only one who works on the project, so it doesn't make sense to make rules for me too. I mean, ESLint is generally speaking is useful when you have large team, so we don't want to use that right now. Tailwind CSS, yes. Source directory, yeah. Next.js should create a source directory for us. A router is a Next.js 13 feature. They basically turned around the whole routing system that they had with the pages folder. I don't know if you're familiar with Next.js, but they had a different routing system, but now they use app, like they called it app router, and instead of pages folder, they create app folder where you have different structure for the pages, different file structure, but it's nice to work with, and we're gonna see what advantages it also brings. Yep, let's create that. Would you like to customize default email? Yes, we can customize it, or default to yeah, we can add this. No, we don't want components. Cool. By the way, for the components for the structure, I'm using atomic design. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Atomic design is a technique that you use to organize your components folder and files. That means you have atoms, molecules, organisms, templates, and pages. Pages we already have in here in the app folder, so no need to create the pages. And templates, I honestly I only use atoms, molecules, and organisms. Templates are like, I don't know if it has a use case, or yeah, I'm usually I'm used to work with atoms, molecules, and organisms. I never work with templates, but this essentially are we can read this together. At the templates stage, we break our chemistry and analogy to get into language that makes more sense to our clients and our final output. Templates consist mostly of groups of organisms stitched together to form pages. Yeah, it consists of organisms. Yeah, let's see if we use that, but for now, let's define a directory, not inside of source, sorry, which is called components. And inside of the components folder, we have atoms folder, we have molecules folder, molecules, and we have directory, we have organisms. That's cool. That's atomic design. You can read about this as well, but I like to use this structure because it gives me like a nice it's opinionated, and it gives me a direction how to organize the components. That's why I use it. That's cool. We have the basic Next.js project setup. Let's test if it actually works. I need to, of course, go into the front end file. We have dev. Works fine. Let me do some basic refactoring cleanup session. Oh, obviously we need Prettier to format our code. Let me install this first. By the way, pn is equal to npm. It's just an alias that I set up. So do not wonder why what pn is. Pn is basically npm. And not npm. I always confuse them. pnpm. That's a package manager, as I said, for the node modules. So pn, which stands for p and pm, is an alias, and then we want to add Prettier as a development dependency. Resolve. Cool. Now we go to let me see. It's Prettier, and add the basic configuration for it. Nice. Let's add this into Git stage. That's nice. Now we can test it. Actually, it doesn't work on safe because it can't format on safe because you have to make additional configuration in your IDE. If you use VS Code, you have to do it differently. It's an WebStorm IDE that I use. So WebStorm, you basically click on command on Mac command comma, or go to simply to WebStorm preferences, and then you're already here. You can type Prettier in search, and then select the package here that your IDE suggests. These extensions, Prettier will run on for these extensions with this ending. I'm gonna also run it on my CSS files and JSON as well. On reformat code action, yes, whenever we want to reformat it on action, meaning when you execute this shortcut here, or if you save the file, it's gonna format as well. So let's apply this settings, okay, and then if I save the file, I have to change it and then save. Nice, it works now. So that's cool. Let's remove this padding here. Let's remove layout. Let's remove everything. Actually, we have a main. Okay, let's start with like a blank project. No import in layout. We have. I won't concentrate on like fonts, like more like on font sizes, a little bit, but not like extremely. That everything is like the same. I will just use right now the default inter font that Next.js basically set up by default. By the way, Next.js has another feature in their 13th version where they provide a font library, and then you can import like fonts from Google, such as Poppins, Roboto, Acme, and you can go through the list here if you want to. So I'm gonna use, we have metadata. Yeah, I'm gonna use Inter as a font. Metadata, create Next.js app, title. We are going to, we say Facebook or something, I don't know. And by the way, yeah, it's just I'm building it for demonstration, like we don't want to actually clone Facebook. I don't know if it's legally, if I'm legally allowed to, it's just, yeah, I'm just doing it for education purposes. So title Facebook, description, social media app to control people's mind. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Social media app. That's all. Let's leave it like this. We have HTML. We have body here. We have inter class name, passing inter as a class name. Cool. Global CSS. It's saying media prefers color dark. We don't want to. We want to get rid of it because we don't want to build dark theme. Let me run it. We need to. It's widescreen. We should see widescreen now, I think. Yes, sir. All right. It has certain background colors. Blah 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 blah. By the way, let me check here. Boom boom boom. You can remove this. Don't need this. Ooh. By the way, wait a minute. Foreground. We can have this variable as well. Foreground. Do we need to, foreground is? Foreground is basically using for as a color. Yeah, I don't want. Let's get rid of it. I don't usually use CSS variables. So let me color, boom, background color. We don't have anything right now. So what I want to do is we want to add HTML and body to be always with 100% and height also 100%. Let's go. Okay, then we want to have everything needs to be the margin needs to be margin 0 and padding need to be 0 as well for everything. And then we have border box. Not border box, but what's the configuration for? I think sizing. No, box sizing. No, box sizing needs to be border box. Yeah, I don't want to dive into too much into like details explaining what this box sizing means. Blah blah. You can look this up. This tutorial is more like for basically, yeah, demonstrate you how to build a real world application. I don't want to dive into too much in details. Yes, sure. All right. Let me quickly. I will quickly. I will come. Right. I have to really quickly do something, and we'll come back in a minute. All right, I'm back. Let me really quickly adjust the screen here. Cool. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that. Yeah, let's go. Let's continue building it. We have margin 0, padding 0, box sizing. As I said, I don't want to dive too much into detail. That's cool. Length screen, blah blah blah. We can actually start building now. So we have a page here, fav icon. Let me adjust this. Okay, IntelliJ can't open it. Does not matter. Let's use Facebook logo, transparent. By the way, can I? Yeah, no. Let me just take this, copy image, and we are, sorry, we are going to convert PNG to ICO. That's the file format for our window icon here. I can't paste it, I have to download it first. Desktop is fine. Nice. So let's go. Oh wait, what the hell? Okay. Now I downloaded. Let me paste this in the app folder. Okay. Refactor. Yes, we can. And now we just delete this one and rename our Facebook logo to favorite icon. Fav icon. Oh, not the global CSS file. Fav icon. Nice. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Now we have logo. Facebook. Nice. That's cool. Let's move on and build this layout, like the layout structure. Let me see what the background color is here. That's the background color. Let me use the same background color for body and HTML. Background. The question is if all the pages share the same background color, but we can find that out. Okay, that's now the background color. Facebook, we need this logo as well. Copy image. Can we actually download it like this? Oh, it worked. The hell? Nice. We can just do boom, copy this image and just paste it here, like somewhere in our project. It's really nice. Let me rename this Facebook. And let me, yes, we have that, and recents, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let's start building the page here, the first page. And that's actually, I think this is how it works in Next.js, but I'm not sure. Directory, login, and then in this login we have a TypeScript folder which is called page. Not TypeScript, but TSX for the TypeScript component. And in here we want to have our login page. Login page. Let me go to the login. Oh man, I can't write. Can't type. Yeah. So we're in login page. I think I'm gonna add the padding here. Padding, or should I center? Yeah, I think it's padding. Let's see how big this padding is. 92 top padding 92. Padding top, let's say 32 should be. No, it's too much. 24, 96. How long? How big was it? Yeah, that's good. That's fine, I think. 96. Then we want to add an image. So we have actually we have a column, and then we can do the same, like use the same layout design. Let's say so we have a row, which is a div. Boom, boom. We have flex. It's a flex. Then we have two containers or two sections. Boom, and both of them, as far as I can see, flex cross and main axis cross would be items. First of all, let me see. Yeah, let's do justify center, so the containers come together. Section 1 and section 2. That's good. Then we have in section 1 we have a Facebook logo. We can use Next.js image, I guess, image component, and this is Facebook logo. Oh, by the way, oh, width is missing here, of course. We need to say, I think fill true, and we need a div around it that basically says how, or we don't need div, I can just say with the 100, we need height as well. Yeah, I don't want to define fixed height, I want it to be flexible. So I'm gonna use div, and then I'm gonna say relative Facebook. It's going to be with with 32, and then this is going to have fill. It is going to have a object fit property, but it's not used. It's deprecated. It's not how Next.js uses images. We need height as well, right? Can we do auto? Let me actually show how Next.js handles that. Next.js image component, Next.js 13. Okay, either you define width or height, or there's another option, I think. Optional props loader. No, we don't need loader. We don't need. We wanted to have object fit. Let me try this out. Cover. Let me see the div actually. I think it's because the height is not there. The height is. Let me do height. Oh, you see. Okay, so we need both. It's going to be. Okay. But if I do this, what's the behavior? Okay. Yeah, this is, yeah. I just wanted to, want the image to basically have, I wanted to adjust the height of the image based on the width. But I don't know how to do it exactly in Next.js. Wait a minute. Let me do object fit. I can actually do, it doesn't need to be dynamic, I guess. We can also use the fixed size. Fixed size, so. What's the size of this? 198. 198 and height was 17. We don't need this anymore, and this as well. We can have a fixed height. That's okay. Facebook, we have recent logins. We can have that. I mean, we won't have this functionality in our backend, I think. So yeah, let's actually, I didn't think through it. Let's actually build only this form with this logo. Look, we can put this logo on top and then build the actual form. Yeah, so we have one section. We don't have any layout here, any row. We have this, then we have a form, and for a form, I'm going to build we don't even need this section here, or yes, we do. Should we? Okay, we have an image. This. Let's center our section in the middle. Justify center, and then we want to install Formic. Pn add Formic, and actually Yoop as well. It's a validation tool for form, or it's basically a validation tool that is used for forms. I think not only for forms, but you can use this for generally like parsing and validating strings. Let's add this. Not here, but in our front end. Let me actually open front end directly. Or Storm. Let's open front end folder. We can close this. Now we are directly in the front end folder. Go on login page, and here we need Formic. We need a form. We need to import them both. We didn't install them. Pn add the Formic and Yoop. And this has initial values, initial values, and we have also on submit. We have interface, Formic initial values. We have email, and we have password, as far as I know. Right? Yeah. Cool. Let me type Formic and say Formic initial value. And we actually want to have outside of the component initial. I mean, we can also have it inside, but I like it outside because it's the first thing that you see, and sometimes you want to, you basically, if you want to change initial values in the future, you don't have to scroll downstairs here. So it's like one benefit, just code readability thing. So it has the type is this password initial values. We can pass this to Formic. We have onSubmit, and onSubmit has values which are Formic initial values. I have to configure prettier again because I'm in a different directory, basically, or a different path. The same project but different path in ID. Cool. That's cool. Let's actually build a form. So it has background white, a white. It has some shadows. In Tailwind you can use drop shadows here. Can use this here. Small shadow. Let's see how it looks. We don't have any we need to actually run the survey. We don't have any content here. Let's have an input. Let's actually create very quickly a primary input. And have this here. The problem is that create context is executed server side right now, because this page Next.js basically does server side rendering by default. So you have to tell Next.js that this file has to be executed, or this page has to be executed client side, and you're doing this by writing on top of this file use client. Now it works. As you can see, we have a form, but we have two inputs that are next to each other, and it looks a bit weird. Let's give it a layout, flex column. Oh, of course, it's not the way you write column. Flex column. Sorry. Okay, now we have it. We don't have any style for input, but we are going to change it in shortly. We have a padding as well around it. We have 10 top and 24 bottom. So top is like 4, I think. Let me come here. No, 4 is 16. Let me choose 3, 12. We have 2. That's 8. How much was this? It's 10. Yeah, we can have 3. Let's do padding bottom 10. By the way, like 10 doesn't mean 10 pixel. It means if you go to Tailwind and search for padding, 10 means P10 means 40 pixels. Okay. How much is 24 pixels actually? Let me just quickly look up. 6. So PB6 is 24 pixels, and this has 24 pixels as well here at the bottom. So let me do this. So now we're cool. Oh, by the way, what's the size of this form here? Almost 400 pixels. So let me say max width is while while it tries to stretch out all the way, the max width needs to be something around XL, like XL size. I don't know how much that is. Oh, actually, let me give it a background. No, we don't need a background. Let me formic. Section needs to be 100% as well, otherwise it won't. Yeah, now it works. The problem is now that this does not center the image and the formic, so we basically add flex justify content, and it needs to be column because we have an image and a form vertically. We don't need this anymore, I think, because we can give it 100% and 100% height. Or justify center means it's column, so it needs to be items center. Yeah, nice. By the way, XL is, let me quickly look up max width. We need 400, right? It's small. Okay, max width small. Okay, now it's 400 max. So this looks similar. Let's actually style the inputs now, I would say. Let's start the input. Input is always 100%. It has padding. Padding. Focus. So whenever we focus, we need to change the outline color. No, but it's not the same color as this. Okay. Oh, we don't have padding here. They don't use padding, as you can see, because they probably have maximum width for the inputs. You can actually use maximum width on inputs as well. We could use, but I prefer using a padding outside of the form. So I'm going to use approximately, it's 2 probably or something. Yeah, 2 or like maybe even 3. Yeah, it's cool. Form needs to be rounded as well. Let's do large. Yeah, I think that was good. And the shadow, it's too less. It's not that can't see the shadow really. So let's do large. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Let's do XL. Yeah, we can keep this. All right. Let's go back to. I think this blue background is. I think that's it's a browser behavior. It's not something that. Because if you fill out something that we already. Let me abstract the input in the component as a component here. Directory. Let's have inputs folder, and inside of this inputs folder we have TypeScript. No, not tsconfig, but TypeScript file, and we have it's called primary. Input. We need props, and the props is React, HTML input, or like no input HTML attributes, and this takes generic type of HTML input HTML attributes. No, it takes actually HTML input element. Let's type this here, and now we have fully typed input So basically everything what it's everything that a CSS, a HTML native HTML input element would have, and it's slightly changed. For example, class in HTML you don't write class name, but instead of the class name attribute you write class, so they changed it a bit as well. So yeah, that's the, we don't need class props. let's first pass the props here and then override class, so that if somebody basically passes class name accidentally, or if I pass class name accidentally here, it won't gonna do anything with it. It won't gonna override my default class. Or this class basically overrides the class that is inside of props. Let me import this. Nice. Cool. Let me do type. Let's type email. And this is type of password. And now if I do this and then this, hey. Okay, it doesn't do autofill because I think I cleared my cache before starting the video, so I don't have any data stored right now. Okay, input. I thought, why does it look weird? We don't have the border. Man, that's because of the border. We need the border on input. So let's do that. Border, I think that's 0.5 pixel. It's thin, this can't be 1 pixel, it's 0.5, yeah. And the color is alright, we can use that. And we have, of course, rounded. That's rounded. But let's make it yeah. Let's make a bit space. Space. Login page is here as well. No, not login page. Login button. Let's also create some buttons here. And let's create primary. Let's call it primary button. This button will be primary button. That's the primary input. Same thing here. Type, and then we have props. I think button HTML attributes, and then we have HTML button element. Okay, I think I won't gonna talk now because it actually distracts me a lot, and I need to write a lot of code right now. So I'm gonna talk whenever it's necessary, and yeah, you can just watch basically. But let me mute myself as well because it's annoying to hear my typing sound. Okay, quick explanation now. I'm trying to do, as you can see, I built this field here, input field, and this is this component here. So we have a div around the input, and we have a suffix component that we pass, and then the suffix component is basically our icon right now. And I am trying to, because as you can see here, I want to mimic this behavior of uh, basically focusing on the input field, and the border of the outside needs to be, yeah, blue. So in this case, I disabled it once whenever we focus on the input, because as you can see, if I remove this, it's not the same behavior as here, because we only outline the input field. There we want to div to have the outline, and not the input inside of it. So I'm searching for a solution which helps me to detect whenever the child state is changed, such as focus in this case on an input, so that we change the divs border. That's right now my research. So yeah, quick explanation here. So I found the solution here. You can do it with focus within event or style. Basically, you can say on the parent focus within. So whenever a child inside of this div will be focused, then apply this style to this div. So this is what we needed, which is cool. And let me make this thicker. So whenever focus, we make the border thicker, and we also want to change the style, the border to blue, basically. But it's so weird. Like, why is it? Ah, that's input. It should be rounded as well. Now it looks nice. Cool. Yep. Hey, let's go. Now we have the functionality, but I think the border is a bit thick. Let's make it a bit, make one. But I think the thickness doesn't change here. Let's remove this and only add the color. Nice. Yeah, we just did it. Nice. I think the inputs the inputs right padding is should be 3. Let's make this. Oh no, it's left. But let me do left. Yeah, that's cool. If I go here, okay, it looks good. Nice. Login page. We have the link. We have a primary. That will be the primary link, and that's secondary link. I mean, no, they're actually the same. The colors are different. Yeah, let's have a primary link. Create a primary link for password, forward password. So in Adams again. I don't have to explain it. I think I'll just do it. All right, I'm going to introduce you to a tool as well here, to a library that is called Tailwind Merge. And what it basically does is it takes two arguments or multiple arguments of like styles, Tailwind styles, and it merges them together. So it goes like by sequence. You have one style, and let's say in this style you have a background color, and in the other argument you have again another background color, and what it essentially does is it always takes the style that is basically one argument ahead. So you have, in this case, as you can see, like this is going to return this style, meaning background color will be this one and not this because it overwrites. And padding 3, as you can see, took it from here, and this will be ignored. And however, it just took it from the first style. So this is what it does, and I'm using it for component styling basically when I pass some props. Yeah, just wanted to mention that. All right. I think we have built the basic login page UI, so that we can work with. Yeah, I mean, built nice. Oh, I forgot to implement Formic, UP validation schema, so that yeah, let me quickly implement that as well to validate whether the email that we are oh, that we are typing here is basically valid, and the password as well with like min and max character requirements. Let me quickly do that. Or I'll take a break and then maybe continue building it because I'm really hungry. So yeah,